They called him mad. They said he was hopeless and condemned. But before this story is over, you will realize it wasn't only his chains Jesus came to break. It is the chains you carry in silence. Fear, addiction, pride, shame. The kind that rattle in the soul. Ask yourself, if Jesus crossed a raging sea for one broken soul, how far would he go for you? The night had fallen thick over the Sea of Galilee. Waves rose like mountains, tossing the disciples' boat, as if the sea itself wanted to swallow them. The disciples struggled against the wind and waves, desperate to survive. Yet Jesus lay asleep at the stern, calm while the world around him raged. The disciples cried out in desperation, begging their master to save them before the waves overtook them. And Jesus rose. He stretched out his hand and spoke 2 words. Peace, be still. In an instant, the wind obeyed and the sea bowed in silence. The disciples trembled, asking one another who this man could be. That even the wind and waves obeyed him, none of them knew the answer would soon scream back at them. From the mouth of a man possessed, the boat glided to the distant shore of Gadara, a Gentile land of steep cliffs and herds of pigs. The air smelled of decay, and the moment Jesus stepped onto the sand, the silence broke. From the tombs, a shadow moved fast, furious, desperate. A man emerged, hair tangled, body scarred, eyes like storms. This man lived among the burial caves. He could no longer be restrained even with chains. Whenever he was bound, he snapped the iron from his wrists. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Day and night he wandered, howling and cutting himself with sharp stones. And now he ran toward Jesus with terrifying speed. The disciples recoiled in terror. But Jesus stood firm, his gaze steady and unafraid. The possessed man fell at Jesus' feet, his body convulsing. He shrieked words that shocked everyone present. He cried out asking why Jesus was interfering with him. And then he called Jesus by name, the Son of the Most High God, begging not to be tortured. How did this madman know? The demons inside him recognized what many could not yet see. Jesus commanded the unclean spirit to come out. Then he asked a simple question, "What is your name?" The answer came in a chorus of voices.
My name is Legion, for we are many.
A Roman legion held over 6,000 soldiers. Imagine that. 6,000 unclean spirits, holding one soul hostage. A whole army of darkness confined to a single man. The disciples had seen storms obey and diseases flee. But this was a war they could not comprehend. The demons pleaded not to be sent away from that region. They begged to be sent into a nearby herd of pigs instead. And Jesus permitted them to go. In that moment, the man's body stiffened. A terrible scream tore through the valley. The herd of about 2,000 pigs squealed in terror. They rushed violently down the steep hillside, plunging into the sea. The waters churned what once was chaos. Inside, a man now sank beneath the waves, and then stillness. The man fell silent. He looked up with clear eyes. For the first time in years, he had been delivered. He was free. The herdsmen who witnessed everything ran toward the city, spreading the news like wildfire. The pigs were gone, the madman was healed. A crowd rushed toward the tombs expecting destruction. Instead, they found peace. The man they had feared for so long now sat calmly at Jesus' feet, clothed, composed, and in his right mind. but the people were not grateful. The cost of this deliverance, 2,000 pigs, was too high for their fearful hearts. They could not see that a man's soul was worth more than a herd of swine, and so they did the unthinkable. They begged Jesus to leave. Can you imagine? The one who brought peace was asked to go. The healed man had lost his chains, but the people were still bound by their fear. As Jesus prepared to depart, the healed man followed, begging to go with him. But Jesus, in his wisdom, had a different plan. Jesus told him to go home, to return to his friends, and tell them what great things the Lord had done for him and how God had shown him mercy. And so Jesus stepped into the boat and departed. The man watched until the vessel disappeared over the horizon. Then he turned and walked toward the 10 towns of that region. Everywhere he went, he proclaimed what Jesus had done for him. His scars became his sermon. His freedom became his message. Mercy had turned his madness into a mission. The Bible does not mention the man again, but we see what his faithfulness produced. When Jesus later returned to that region, the people who once chased him away now welcomed him with open arms. They brought the sick and begged for healing. Why the change? Because one man had prepared the way. One testimony had opened countless hearts. Sometimes your story is someone else's doorway to salvation. The story of the madman of Gadara is more than a miracle, it's a mirror. The man's chains were visible, heavy, cold, and loud. But what about the chains we carry in silence? Fear, addiction, pride, shame. These are the unseen bonds that imprison hearts even today. Dear friend, whatever chain may bind you, the same Jesus who crossed a storm for one broken man can still cross any barrier for you. He still comes, sees. He still commands demons, and he still restores minds. And so the story of the madman of Gadara reminds us, no one is beyond God's reach. The one who was hopeless became a herald of hope, and the same mercy that set him free is still reaching for you today. Subscribe and share this story with someone who needs to hear it today. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.